Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janet and I run everything on a cash budget. My goal is to become debt-free by 2023 and I'm using cash budgeting in order to become debt-free. So this is the budget planner that I use. I found it on Amazon and I absolutely love it. It is called the Easy Cash Budget Weekly Planner. I do my budget on a weekly basis. There is other ones on Amazon that you can find if you do budget bi-weekly, but I definitely am loving this one. So let's turn and get started into our budget. So this week's budget, we are going to be budgeting my paycheck. So this is from April 12th to the 18th, and this is for my income. I work just part-time, and my income is $762.28. So we will bring that total down here. And then we don't have too many bills that are coming out during this week. So all we have is Netflix, which is $19.94 total, and it comes out on the 15th. And Spotify is $16.79, which comes out on the 17th. So let's move down into our cash envelope. And as you can see here, we are actually going less again on our groceries. We are only budgeting $70 for the week. I had spent $30 on a chef's plate, which is like an online subscription that you can get meals. So I ended up getting 2 meals for the week. They had a deal on and it was $30 for this week. So we are only going to be putting $70 towards our weekly budget for groceries. And gas is staying the same at $40. Personal is getting its normal $10 and eating out is getting its normal $10 as well. So that brings us to $130 total. And I minus $130 off of our remaining that we had after we paid our bills, which is $595.55 at the very, very bottom here. All right, so next we are going into our sinking funds. So I have added, I have 3 binders actually, which I use. One is short-term sinking funds, long-term sinking funds, and savings challenges. So those are the 3 binders that I have other than my cash wallet. My cash wallet I take with me everywhere, but there are things that I do save for that, you know, I may need money for, or I'm saving up for something that happens once a year, just so that I'm prepared and it's not a huge lump sum that I pay all at once. I know some of you are just learning to budget and you've come to this channel from my other YouTube channel. So thank you so much for subscribing. I try to go over it in detail for those that are new and are interested in learning this cash budget. And this is, I'm still learning as well. This is like my 2nd or 3rd month while doing a cash budget. But it has helped me tremendously. So highly recommend if you are interested in it. Definitely do your own research, but I am loving it. So for our short-term sinking funds, this is mainly what I put money into as well as I take money out of on kind of a regular basis. And that is medical. So I pay 80% of my medical, which is like prescriptions and dentist and things like that. Jimmy is 100% covered, so he isn't really in this equation, but I just budget for my medical, and I will be adding $10 for the week. Costco is getting $20 for this week. Like I said, Costco, we mainly do a big shop once a month, and I'd like to have between $150 to $200 for the month, so we'll see how that goes. Some months are more expensive than others, but I'll just be adding what I definitely can. Renos is a priority right now because we are trying to finish our basement bathroom. So I have been adding $100 per week to that. And I plan on doing that on a continuous basis because there are some other things that we need to do in the house, you know, that may cost more or less, but I just want to keep that kind of adding to it $100 a week for now. Beauty is getting the regular $20 a week. Birthdays is getting $50. I am going kind of heavy on the birthdays because we do have 3 birthdays in the month of May. So we have 4 kids. We are a blended family, and 3 out of the 4, their birthdays are in May. So it's kind of a big month. So I want to be adding to that for right now until probably the end of May. And travel is getting $20. Now travel is what I use for gas and like snacks if I go somewhere. So this week I actually am going to Banff to visit my daughter. So I will probably be unstuffing all of that travel, and then we will start all over again with this $20. Pets is getting $10, and date night is getting $10 as well. And now let's get into our long-term savings plan, or long-term savings binder, sorry. These are the ones that happen usually like once a year, or you're saving for something big. Anniversary obviously only comes once a year, and that is getting $20. I started myself an envelope, kind of like a long-term savings for myself in case I want to get something for myself, whether it be a purse. I'm really thinking that I want to get a new planner. I really like the Budget Moms planner. It has a calendar and everything. So I think I'm going to save up for that after I'm done this one and buy that. So that is kind of one thing that I'm thinking of buying out of my envelope. And I will be adding $10 to that envelope. This week, taxes is getting $5. Apollo, which is our online cable streaming company, we pay that once a year. I'm adding $5 to that. Hunting is remaining at $0 till we know what's going on with Jimmy's surgery. Car maintenance is getting $5, and car registration, which we only pay once a year, is getting $5. And that total brings us to $290. So remaining out of that is $305.55. Christmas, we are adding $35, and that will bring us up to the $200. Now, as you would have seen in one of my last videos, I actually bought a Christmas savings challenge. I'm so excited to start using that. That I will start next week because I do want to save $1,200 for Christmas. And that savings challenge that I got is for $1,000. So now we have saved up the $200. So next week I will be starting that Christmas savings challenge. So excited to be doing that. $250 is going to be going to debt. And that leaves us with $20.55, and that will be used just in my account. I will leave as a buffer. So everything is budgeted out for this week. And then what I normally do after I figure out that is I will figure out the denominations that I need for my cash stuffing. So this is what I do every week so that I know what denominations I need for when I go to the bank. I have a little slip that I give to them. It's actually a kind of an envelope that I reuse, and I fill that all out. I give it to the teller so that they know the denominations that I will need in order to cash stuff all of my envelopes. So for medical, I am getting one $10 bill. Costco, I am getting one $20. Renos, I'm going to get a $100 bill. Beauty, $20. Birthdays is going to get $150. And travel is going to get a $20 bill. Pets and date night is getting a $10 bill. Anniversary is getting one $20 bill. And myself, I'm going to be adding a $10 bill. And then for the taxes, Apollo, car maintenance, and registration, they will all be getting a $5 bill. And then for Christmas, we are adding $120, $110, and $15 to make that the $35. And then at the bottom, I always just double check my math to make sure that everything is correct. So one 100, 250s is 100, 820s is 160, 710s is 70, 15 is 25, which equals my 455 that I will use in order to stuff all of my cash envelopes here. So that is how I figure out my weekly budget, and it's honestly kind of a trial and error in what works for you. And obviously some of these sinking funds are different for everybody. You just kind of have to figure out what you use. And like, I'm even finding a couple extra things that I want to start. Like I mentioned, we do have an emergency fund in our bank account. Right now we have $1,000 in there, but I was thinking of maybe starting a long-term emergency fund and just adding a little bit at a time. I definitely wanted $1,000 in there regardless, but I thought that I would start an envelope for that as well and maybe just slowly grow that emergency fund. So it will vary for everybody, but definitely this is what we use and this is what we are spending our money on right now. Our priority is kind of to worry about paying off our debt because my husband is getting back surgery, and we are not sure of the income that he will be receiving. He will go on a long-term disability, but I think it's 60% of his income. And then, as you guys know, if you would have watched the video that I put on my channel here on Monday, is I have quit my part-time job in order to become a full-time YouTuber. So I do have another channel here on YouTube, and I explain on this channel the money that I make from that YouTube and all of the kind of streams of income as well. But I will be showing you what I will be doing for that income once May starts, because I will still receive another paycheck in April. And that will be my last paycheck from my part-time job. And then in May, we will be starting our income from YouTube. And I plan on breaking that up into percentages from my YouTube income. So you will see that happening probably at the end of the month once I know all of April's income from my YouTube channel. And I will show you how I'm going to break that down in order to pay myself still on a weekly basis. We are still keeping this system going forward because it works best for us. And you definitely have to find something that works for you. And that is the one thing with budgeting. It is different for everybody, but I just tried to explain on what we're doing and what works for us. Also too, I wanted to explain that we don't figure out our bills, like our mortgage and our utilities or cell bill or anything like that with our paychecks. We do receive larger income at the end of the month. So if you would have watched one of my videos, I will actually link it up here in the cards of how we pay all of our monthly bills, which include our mortgage, our insurance, and all of those. And I do that once a month. We have a lot of bills that come out for the first of every month, but we also have a larger income that comes as well. So if you're interested, make sure that you catch up on that video. And that is why we don't include it in any of our bills for the mortgage and our utilities, cell bill, anything like that. So that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I always love showing you our budget and how we plan on staying on track for the week. So stay tuned when we will be cash stuffing this budget in Saturday's video. So I do post 3 days a week right now, is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And that is kind of my uploading schedule for now. I will see if it'll change in the near future, but that is what I will do for now. So make sure that you stay tuned for Saturday's video for cash stuffing this budget. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave me a comment down below, and we will see you next time.